Hi everyone, and this is day 40. So what a few days it's been from the lows of last week, and then obviously the great reset the day after. So it's been a couple of days since then now. And yesterday I had a call with my coach, and I went through and explained what happened. And my coach, in summary, said, "Don't beat yourself up. It sounds like you are under a lot of pressure and stress, and that is how you chose to deal with it." Now, I did ask why my weight suddenly shot up, and they said, well, firstly, you did eat KFC, and KFC is very calorie dense, and not going to argue with that. And secondly, there is some schools of thought that say your body tries to get back to the weight that it was comfortable with. I can't remember the exact name of the term, but it takes apparently some time for your body to readjust to your new weight, and I'm talking months and months and months rather than days and weeks. Now, that sort of makes sense, I guess. The fact that my body held on to all the calories and fluid just to try and get back to the weight I was. I don't want to believe that, personally. I'd like to think that I just indulged for a couple of days and now I need to sort myself out, and that's what I intend to do. So I have been doing my 10,000 steps every day. My dog is certainly enjoying going out for more walks, and where I've got a couple of thousand steps left, I'll just march on the spot or walk around the house like a maniac just to try and get those steps up to 10,000, and I'm doing that fairly easily now. So I don't want to dwell too much on the negative side of how I'm feeling, but in summary, I have in essence started the diet. Not diet, bad Chris. I have started the program from scratch, or these 12 weeks of total diet replacement, and things like my headaches have come back, and hunger pains and things like that. Although, to be fair, to be honest with you, it's not as bad as it was before. I am using gum properly. I'm having my fibre every day, and that seems to be keeping most of my sensations at bay. Now, if we think back to week 1 and week 2, I would be literally unable to be awake past 8 o'clock, and I sure as hell wouldn't be able to do 10,000 steps a day. I'd barely be able to get down the stairs and function. So the fact that I'm still able to do 10,000 steps means I've not undone all of the hard work that I put in for the first few weeks. So it's not as bad as that. As I said, I do still have some headaches, and I still feel hungry, but I am doing a bit of a mind over matter approach, and if I'm hungry, I'll just drink some water or drink some more water, and I'm just powering through. I'm still trying to keep to a bit of a fasting change as well, so between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. Although I've told myself I'm not going to stick to that if I'm struggling, or an option is a glass of fibre thing first thing in the morning and some water just to get something in my system. Because what I've actually tried doing, and it's not the worst thing in the world, is mixing your fibre in with your shake. Now, vanilla and the fibre, so that fibre is an orange flavour. If you haven't seen that video from a few weeks ago, the fibre is an orange flavour. So the vanilla and fibre seems okay. Obviously, the chocolate and fibre, so is likened to a Terry's chocolate orange, is pretty good. And I'm also cutting back on chewing gum as well. I was a bit concerned that I was perhaps reliant too much on chewing gum. I was having like perhaps 6 or 8 sticks of it a day, and I've cut back down, so I'll perhaps only have 1 or 2 pieces. And I have been known, I'm not one of these people that once the flavour goes, I'll get rid of it. I can chew on some chewing gum for hours and hours at a time. So, how is the Great Reset going? Well, as I said, it's only been a couple of days, but I am determined, I am refocused, and I am going to do my best to keep it up. And I think a lesson for me and for anyone who is considering doing this or is about to start or has started is keep talking to people. If you are struggling, it's okay to struggle. Just tell someone about it. I mean, I had a heart-to-heart with my wife the other day, and we are now going to make a couple of changes around the home and our evening routines. I'm going to do my best to avoid exposure while she is eating, and I'm quietly confident. I've also had a chat with a couple of people and said, look, I'm not going to give you as regular a weight update as I once was, because I don't want to put myself under too much pressure. And of course, naturally, people, family, friends want to be supportive and say, well, how much weight you lost? How are you getting on? And for me, that's partly a trigger. I don't want to feel bad for perhaps not telling people how well I'm doing, but until I'm back to where I should be, I just want to perhaps keep it private to begin with until I'm basically back to where I was. So I hope people can understand that, and apologies if I've come across as a little bit rude in the way that I've explained that. It's not meant to be rude, it's just me basically trying to reduce pressure that is on me. But yeah, what else can I say really? Exercise is doing good. The shakes are, I'm drinking them. I've got to drink more water. It's still not something I've fully mastered, but I'm drinking plenty, but I think I need to listen to myself and perhaps drink before I start to feel hungry rather than once I feel hungry. So try and sort of work out if there's a pattern to that. I mean, obviously if I'm doing some exercise or going for a walk, or if it's starting to get warm here in the UK, so if I'm sitting in my home office, which is my conservatory, and it's a bit warm in there, keep drinking water so that I don't get dehydrated and I don't feel as hungry. I'm still going to use chewing gum. Obviously, I'm just not going to have as many sticks as I was before. Coffee, possibly. I'm not really much of a tea and a coffee drinker, but I will drink coffee from time to time, so I might try some coffee with some 0-calorie syrups in it, perhaps. I don't want to drink too much Diet Coke or Pepsi Max either. I did think that perhaps over the last week I drunk too much, and I don't know if that contributed in some way to my passive weight gain. I appreciate it 0 calories, but from what I understand, there is the debate is still out as to how good these diet drinks are for your diabetes. So I'm trying to cut back to perhaps 1 glass a day or 2 at a push. So do I consider that water? I have been, but perhaps now I'd rather substitute a glass of water in for a drink of Diet Coke or Pepsi Max or whatever. And ice is my friend again. So I'm trying to keep my shakes nice and cool. I'll perhaps make them an hour before I need to drink them, stick them in the fridge, and then throw a few ice cubes in it just to chill it down nicely. What are my plans for the next couple of days? Well, I'm not going to eat anything, of course. I've got what is it now? So a few more days left this week, and then another 6 weeks to go. So I am optimistic for the future, but as I said in my video the other day, the Great Reset, I'm going to record more of these. So rather than going back to 1 or 2 a week, I'm going to try and do perhaps 3 or 4, just so that I'm more accountable, just so that the gaps between me telling you all how I'm doing doesn't seem so long. And then it's just trying to make little steps to reduce firstly the pressure that I'm under, and again, if I'm honest with myself, the pressure that I'm putting myself under is all from me. My family, my friends have all been really supportive. And yeah, as I said, I'm optimistic for the coming 6 and a bit weeks to go. Yeah, it's just working out how I address my overeating once these 6 weeks are over, and I still need to find out how the introduction or the reintroduction of food will go. I did have a chat with my coach about some food suggestions. It's like, well, if you are craving KFC as an example, rather than buying KFC, get some chicken breast, get some 1 cal spray, some Prylight, something like that, and use some panko breadcrumbs, and then cook it in the oven or the air fryer, and you've got the equivalent of KFC, and just load up with veggies and things like omelettes. Eggs are your friend if you're diabetic. Mac and cheese, you can make a healthier mac and cheese by using things like leeks and Brussels sprouts and stuff like that. Cauliflower cheese. So of course you've got your protein in your cheese, you got your fat, but it's lower in carbs. So things like that I'm going to have to start looking into, and I need to make sure I've got a bit of a plan for after the total diet replacement has finished. Right, I'm going to end it there, so I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll catch you all on the next video. Take care, speak to you soon.